Oh, hey folks, welcome back to this episode of Masterpiece Security. I'm still going through this wonderful book, The Application Security Program Handbook by Derek Fisher, and learning more about confidentiality. So, as I mentioned before, confidentiality means that we're protecting data and only allowing those who should have access to have access to that data. And when we are working in different environments that have very high standards on data confidentiality, such as healthcare industries, financial industries, places like that really want to make sure that the data that they are processing and storing stays confidential. We need to start with something like a data protection policy. And in this book, it states a couple different ways that we can put information into that policy that ensures that we are creating the general environment that will protect that data. A few things that are pointed out here is that we want to make sure that we have a clear definition of what must be done at each location that data can reside, such as the file system, end user devices, databases, and other locations. We want to define what the encryption key lifecycle looks like, such as the creating, distributing, and the destruction of those encryption keys. You're going to have to learn more about encryption here in a bit. We also want to put in the policy a definition of algorithms for hashing and encryption. And then we also want to put in there how we audit access to those encryption keys. And then once the policy is established, the organization can get to the business of mapping encryption standards and architecture to this policy, but must give thought to the two primary considerations when developing these standards and architecture. This book really outlines very well how policies lead to standards that lead to an architecture, and really maps all that together to make sure that we have, in this case, a data protection policy that leads to architecture that implements that policy. Amazing. It states here that although encryption provides extra protection, there is additional time that is incurred when you need to access a key, encrypt data, and send it on its way. This latency is usually measured in milliseconds, but for critical applications, this additional time needs to be considered. I know for a lot of applications, time is money, and being able to access data quickly is of utmost concern. But being able to protect data and make sure that it's secure, especially in these environments that require very strong data encryption, that is important as well. It's a very deep topics to consider when thinking about how your policies map the standards, map the architecture. But that's why we're in this business. With that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Masterpiece Security as much as I enjoyed making it. Remember, friends, when you're secure, I'm secure. Stay safe out there.